Welcome back to the channel. So it is November, which for us in America, November we have this is the season of thanks. Thanks. Well, we're grateful, and you got Thanksgiving. Harvest seasons. This is just it's a very special time for a lot of people. The indigenous on this land, this was their time of to celebrate the harvest seasons and just giving thanks. So with that being said, I ran across this video. British Thanksgiving ain't got nothing on America, and this is from Lost in the Pond, who is that's his YouTube channel. Original link will be will be in the description if you want to go check out Lost in the Pond. Now, with that being said, let me give another shout out to Diane Little for becoming a member, a new member on my membership program on my channel. So I will be uploading private videos, sharing ideas, and we'll be communicating and building and like I said, just adding ideas for future videos, and that's pretty awesome. To be able to just kind of create that family within a family. But with that being said, we're smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. British Thanksgiving ain't got nothing on America. Here we go.
All of the memos that Britain... Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to Thanksgiving. This week will be my 13th Thanksgiving in the US, and in those years one thing has become abundantly clear. Britain's Thanksgiving ain't got nothing on America. Now wait, Lawrence, whoa there, back up the truck. Did you just use the words Britain and Thanksgiving in the same sentence? Have you been at the bourbon again? And the short answer is yes, but that's irrelevant. While a national holiday by the name of Thanksgiving is normally associated with Canada, Brazil, Liberia, the US, its territories, and the island nation of St. Lucia, the holiday has its roots in Old English traditions. You see, the Pilgrims brought many things to North America, the English language, scurvy, but they also brought the idea of giving thanks for one's blessings and celebrating harvests with a feast. Granted, Spanish settlers in Florida had already celebrated their own version of Thanksgiving years earlier, but it was that 1621 feast celebrated by
We can't forget for eons. Also the indigenous tribes that were said to come over from East Asia thousands and thousands of years before. I think it said 12 to 48,000 years prior to settlers coming. They already had their own seasons where they were giving thanks because they honored the cycles and seasons of the planet. So this whole time period was a big time to give thanks. So yeah, that definitely got to be mentioned.
Pilgrims and Native Americans that ultimately kick-started the Thanksgiving we
Okay.
know today. In
Okay,
Britain,
so he just said that, but I would just straight up say even just the Native Americans. But I get what he's saying as far as what we got today, with them coming, and I get what he's saying.
celebrations of thanks remain in the 21st century in the form of harvest festival. And this is where churches lay out baskets of homegrown food during a rendition of Neil Young's Harvest Moon. What? This is where churches lay out baskets of homegrown food during the actual harvest moon. Hymns and prayers are recited to mark the occasion, and churchgoers give thanks for food grown in the UK. But to get a sense of how widely celebrated UK Harvest Festival is, you just need to use the scientific method. Count the paragraphs on its Wikipedia page. A mere couple. So when I say that Britain's Thanksgiving ain't got...
I like the name Harvest Festival so much better, just due to all the things attached to American Thanksgiving. With the slaughtering of the indigenous tribes. That it puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. But harvest to me just feels so much more, I guess, natural.
Thanksgiving ain't got nothing on America. I don't mean it's less important, I just mean it's slightly smaller in scope. And pecan pie. Sticking with the science, the Wikipedia page for US Thanksgiving has 96 paragraphs plus 2 bulleted lists, and America, be thankful that I really was sad enough to count them all. But I don't need the internet to tell me this, I've lived it. While my experience of a UK Harvest Festival is confined to one brief incident in 1988, my American experience is one of 13 Novembers, 2 states, and 415 family members. The day itself kicks off with what I like to call the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's actually just its name. And it's this huge televised spectacle in Manhattan. And with a notable exception of this year, crowds line the streets to cheer on marching bands, pop stars, and a highly intoxicated Al Roker. There's dancing, singing, and a huge
Listen, you come to New York any holiday, it's going to be turned up. You know, because Macy's Thanksgiving Parade is in New York City. I used to work at Macy's, and yeah, every holiday, if you an employee at Macy's, is gonna be big. You go in that break room, you gonna see, all type of food. You never gonna go hungry, right?
terrifying Ronald McDonald. My biggest fear with those floats is that New Yorkers would be completely oblivious if the real Stay Puft Marshmallow Man returned. And while we have the concept of parades in the UK, they will never be on this scale, unless that is my country ever wins the World Cup again, but I repeat myself. As with the UK's Harvest Festival, there's food involved, and sure, just like the UK, charities and churches do help organise Thanksgiving meals for vulnerable populations. Good work. But unlike the UK, the food also makes its way to the dinner tables of most families throughout the land. It's a time when we all come together and give thanks for a bountiful harvest, even if our full stomachs refuse to do the same. A typical menu consists of food indigenous to the Americas, so turkey, stuffing, green beans, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, and a bag of Funyuns if I'm feeling brave. Back home, the nearest equivalent to this is probably the Christmas meal, which is also the nearest equivalent to America's Christmas meal, but more on that in December. And even though I'll be staying at home...
Yeah, I gotta check out that video because I'd have to know what is the Christmas meal. Like I have no idea. As far as in America, I have no idea what that would be. I mean, I literally don't. I just think of like Christmas cookies and like there's an actual Christmas meal. I honestly didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Is probably the Christmas meal, which is also the nearest equivalent to America's Christmas meal, but more on that in December. And even though I'll be staying at home with the wife and cat this year, that won't stop the three of us from watching planes, trains and automobiles. And if you think that a certain someone might get distracted by a toy mouse 5 minutes in, my cat is here to keep me in check. All right, Kafka, what are you thankful for this year? The subscribers? Me too. Without all 183,000 of you, this...
Me too. Me too.
The subscribers? Me too. Without all 183,000 of you, this channel would be nothing. Your subscribers, he thinks he's got his own channel. What? When? Really? Well, when does this mysterious channel of yours launch? Right after this video. Are you being serious? Anyway, Planes, Trains and Automobiles has the rare distinction of being a film about Thanksgiving. But even though I had a VHS of the film since about the age of 8, I always had this idea that Steve Martin's character was in fact trying to get home for Christmas, and that Thanksgiving just meant giving presents. And it's a little bit amazing how much this film resonates once you've actually lived in the United States, specifically in my case, the Midwest. Because little did I know it when I lived back in England, but the film is a send-up of how much we really do travel during the Thanksgiving holiday. Each Thanksgiving, millions of Americans travel across or from out of state in what is among the busiest travel times in the year. And in addition to all of that travel, Americans spend big. Every year, tens of billions of dollars are recorded on Thanksgiving-related expenditures. And sadly, at least $2 of that does go toward Funyuns. All right, but just so we're clear, I'm busy with my own stuff. I can't help you with this, all right? Here we go. Oh, goodness. You enjoy it, you gotta look over here. But even when the day of Thanksgiving is over, the spending is not. And that's because the 20th century introduced a concept called Black Friday. And this is where shoppers queue up around the corner of major retailers to get discounted rates on...
Yeah, Black Friday is insane. I've worked some crazy Black Fridays.
anything from dishwashers to the long discounted films of Tom Selleck. My first experience of Black Friday was literally weeks after I moved here. And my wife, apparently eager to indoctrinate me in the ways of American capitalism, dragged me out to Target at 7 a.m. in freezing temperatures around bloodthirsty shoppers. The only discount I wanted that day was on plane tickets back to England. But in hindsight, that might not have been the best idea, because at some point in the last 12 years, just like McDonald's, rock and roll, and Gillian Anderson, Black Friday made its way to Britain. And even though the Thanksgiving context doesn't exist there, this began happening there because American retail giants like Amazon started introducing the concept around the world. Now, it used to be in Britain that the big day for sales was the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. But in 2017, for the very first time, these American-inspired November discounts outpaced those of December. That said, per capita, America still leads the two countries when it comes to Black Friday weekend expenditures. Speaking of Boxing Day, that's the day after Christmas when some Brits enjoy the day's football action, unencumbered by the stresses of work. And in this respect, British Boxing Day's nearest American equivalent is, well, Thanksgiving. And that's because, even though it's a different type of football, a lot of Americans tune in to the big NFL games of the day. And since someone asked me on Twitter which teams I'm rooting for tomorrow, I know nothing about the NFL, but I do foresee victories for the Texans, the Lions, Washington, and the Cowboys. And if I'm at least 50% correct, I think that makes me a genius. Follow the whisker reel right here on YouTube and catch his first, second video right here tonight. Now, as ever, I'm also thankful for all of my patrons who have made this channel what it is today. Without you, I could not have achieved this. And if you're watching these videos and somehow love the work that I do, why not consider supporting Lost in the Pond, which you can do at patreon.com.
Original link in the description. Go support Lost in the Pond.
And somehow love the work that I do, why not consider supporting Lost in the Pond, which you can do at patreon.com/lostinthepond. Till next time, happy Thanksgiving.
Now, I've reacted to Lost in the Pond's videos before. Everybody has their fans and everybody has their haters. And I say that because obviously there's certain people I may react to where people will comment and be like, oh, I just don't like this person. Everybody has their reason, but I honestly do enjoy the videos. I enjoy his sense of humor, and he definitely brings that information to, forward. You know, it's just a certain way he delivers the message that I appreciate. But when he talked about Black Friday, right? Oh man, oh man. I've worked a couple Black Fridays. Macy's was so crazy. Their Black Friday, which you have to be up, which you got to be there like 5 in the morning. You gotta be there real early to prepare. But Macy's was so crazy that I was working in the men's department, right? And they put the security jacket on me, you know, and I had to go back, you know, do security, and because that's how insane it was. There was one Black Friday I worked at Kohl's, and we drove all the way to my mom's, which was in New York City, and you know, I celebrated, you know, Thanksgiving, and then I had to drive all the way back about 3.5, 4 hours upstate New York to be at the store by like 4:35 a.m. to work. I don't even remember how long I was there. Was it like 11 hours or something crazy? I don't know, but that was the craziest one because there was like, it's so hectic. If you've never, I'm gonna have to do a video about that. Black Fridays in America don't even make sense. I mean, one time when I was in New York City and I was outside of the Apple store, which is right across from the hotel where they shot Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, where right next to Central Park, one of my favorite movies, right? Actually reacted to that twice. But with those well, not twice, but I reacted to the first and the second one. Excuse me. But I remember just looking one day, right? It's Black Friday, I'm looking. I see the line before the store opens, early morning. And that's when it really hit me, like America has really landed the bots, because just seeing so many people, just, I don't think, if you've never been to America around this time, then you probably have no idea how serious it gets. I mean, it'll go all the way around the block. So, like, it'll be, the line will blow your mind away of people just waiting just to get a discount. And nowadays, the discounts don't even be much. Not like before, not like back in the day. No, you're not. No, no, not at all. Not worth that type of wait for me. They also got something called Cyber Monday, which definitely is I'd rather participate in Cyber Monday because I don't have to wait in line for one. But I want to say that's right after Black Friday. Like you got Cyber Monday, which is where things are cheaper online, which I'm sure everybody should know about that, right? But yeah, as far as Thanksgiving, I had no idea what he had said something about a Christmas meal. I don't know what that is. America being a boiling pot, it is, and you know the amalgamation of just so much different cultures. Um, Everybody has a little something different, depending on their ethnicity, right? So I know there's what's marketed as like the American traditional Thanksgiving, but everybody has their little, you go to Italian, they probably got some lasagna over there, like everybody has their little stuff they add. So that's it's certain stuff that I personally would never eat. Um, Cranberry sauce, it just isn't my thing. I've tried it. Yeah, it's just not my thing. I'm curious what day? Because in Canada, I'm pretty sure their Thanksgiving is on a whole nother day. So I'm curious, what day do the Brits celebrate? Let me look that up real quick. What day is Thanksgiving in Britain? What's crazy is it's not even coming. Hold on. Let's see. Why is it not coming up? Okay, so they're November 28th. In in America, we are November. Okay, so we celebrate in the same day. In Canada, they celebrate October 14th, which is just not normal to me. I'm not sure why they celebrate on October 14th. Hmm. Isn't that interesting? Like Canada is pretty much a part of America, damn near. If we talk, it is like landmass wise. We're connected right there. Like, why are they celebrating October and why October 14th, and in America we're November 28th, and then in the UK, in Britain, it's America. I mean, I said America. It's November 28th. That is kind of odd to me, but I guess that's just some more research I got to do. But with that being said, like I said earlier, original link in the description. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. And I'll be back more soon. Much love.